I started from phone photography. First gear you always have is what you have in your hands. My freelancer, like, where is something happening is where I go to. I always put more emphasis in my editing skills because at the end of the day, your work calls clients. If it's bad work, no one will ever call you.
So in this video, I interview Rodney, who is a freelance videographer and photographer, and he's going to share his experiences, how he got into this space. This is also a space that I'm familiar with, so I will be giving in some points on my experience and also affirming to some of the points that he says.
My name is Rodney Kieth. I'm a passionate photographer, videographer. I've always been that one person. Every time I'm on the plot, they'll be like, yeah, he's the one to take the pics. I joined Cinelab Academy. It's in Chisasi. That's when I pursued the journey of being a professional photographer and videographer. In most cases, I'm used as a backup photographer or videographer, depending on how guys fix they can be running their events.
When starting out as a videographer, I've come to know that starting up as the backup guy isn't really a bad thing. In fact, it's a really good thing, as you get to learn from those with a ton of experience. It saves you many years of failing and trying to figure out things and going good off the bat.
So through the process of getting inspired through the YouTube, one of my good mentors I always follow always tell me, just use what you have. At the end of the day, you get your one lucky day and get to the process of owning what you want to do the magic. Like, I keep on comparing the work the guys outside are doing and what here we are doing. Like, guys are really up, and when you go to technology, guys are using good technology, a bit somehow lacking down, but when you follow the guys and know what they're already doing, you understand you could work with what you have. I remember my favorite photography gig I've done was last year. I happened to get this freelance gig whereby I was working at 20 Moments doing the NRG thing. They had something happening at the NRG radio. I realized I was working with guys in my industry. I was working with influencers, I was working with guys who are building brands, I was working with photographers, videographers, presenters. I was like, yeah, this was a space. Like, I felt what I'm doing is worth it. At the end of the day, if I see these guys, they've made it, and I'm coming up, I'll be like, yeah, I enjoyed it because it was a lot of fun. No stress, chilled out, NRG radio, shut up.
How many times have you heard gear doesn't matter? Probably many times, and it's not really because it doesn't matter, but when you're starting out, you don't really have the money and you just need to learn the basics of photography and videography. And you can do that with a gadget in your pocket, which is usually your phone. And by starting out with your phone, you slowly ease into using a professional camera.
When I joined 20 Moments, I realized I'm more pushing on photography bit of it. I was like, okay, if these guys do the photography bit of it, then I'll go for the photography bit of it. But then I'm also pushing as a company so that we could do the videography part of it. Because I'm a person who loves doing like fashion reels, event reels. This year my goal is to go attend those events, pay for them low-key, go there, capture the moments, come back, edit the reels for the videography part of it. Because I believe when you both know the knowledge of photography and videography, you can make it through.
Yes. That couldn't have been said better. It's kind of a blueprint that when you're starting out, you need to work in spaces that give you so much exposure and allow you to get inspired by those around you. And as a videographer and photographer myself, I affirm to what Rodney is saying.
When you leave the passion bit of it and you look at surviving and building your future, you realize there's a time where you have to tackle both. You have to do the photography part, you have to do the videography part, because we have the periods whereby the photography bit is kind of low and you can't survive on that, and when the videography part is going ahead. So you go hitting the videography part. As the creatives who are out there always know, at some point you work as you learn. You go fix yourself there, do the videography, and then yeah, it adds up. At the end of the day, you realize also videography backs you up. You know, I'm a youth. Right now we are the step of whereby you'll be looking for money to attain your goals, maybe even to help your family in some other way. But then where it comes necessary is a time whereby, because I do play basketball for Vultures basketball, at some point it becomes a little bit tricky. You have a match on Saturday and then you have business on Saturday. You feel so when those two things are always combined together, like Saturday, Sunday, you have a tournament and you realize, yo, this is your team, you have to be there for them. And then at some point it's challenging, you have to go and make the money. So in most cases, you end up cancelling the money, because at the end of the day, it's family first. One thing I know, like, if the money is meant to be yours, to always come around. Just do your thing.
As a freelancer, you're your own boss, and you choose when not and when to take a gig. And sometimes there are unforeseen events that come in the way of the money-making process. But as Rodney says, if the money is meant to be yours, it will always be yours.
If you can market your work, like showcase your work very well, go to events, go to those workshops, be known, because the more you be known, the more you get the business marketing. Like the first one, the way we met, I told you I was doing this whereby I'm tackling guys who are coming up and they don't have the equipment to do their good photography, maybe for business, for fashion. So I have that 1 month where I do all that for free. I work with influencers. How you go on working with the influencers, they already have the popularity wall of being known. So the more you tackle yourself, push yourself, get to know them, at the end of the day, you start also lighting up behind their shadows, like you be known.
Now there you go, that's a cheat code to fame. But in your case, that's a cheat code to more clients. What you want to do is take the best photos and shoot the best videos so that they can put the word out there that you're the person behind the amazing content on their socials. Remember, work smart, not hard.
I always put more emphasis in my editing skills, because at the end of the day, your work calls clients. If it's bad work, no one will ever call you. But if you're doing something well, you're doing the edits very, very well, clients always come through. So you tackle the editing part, you tackle being more seen everywhere, come to events, what, be that guy. Yeah, there's that guy put on specs, hey, like, yeah, I've seen him around, yeah. Go to those events, apply for those competitions of photography, videography, engage yourself in the competitions, never know, something can shut up. That's what I always do, and luckily enough, I'll be there. I see the journey. I use Zeno, if you know about Zeno investment. Yeah, every time I get my payment, I do a gig. Let's see, maybe a gig of 400 or 200. Like if it's 400, I get like 200K, put it in the investment, the Zeno app. I get like 100K, put it in the bank account. Then I get like 100K for my wallet for transport and, daily run-up things. So that has been giving me more space of keeping money, not spending it. Because when today I'm going to get the money, the next day I'm going to get the money, you have that kind of feel, since the next day I'm going to get the same money, I can eat this one. You feel? Yeah. So that principle has helped me budget the way I use my money. Could be not enough, but at the end of the day, when you have sold for a year, you'll be like, I'm growing financially. I can own my own equip. Yeah, so I always do that. And honestly, equipment is expensive in this field. Only a battery, 500K, a battery charger. And it has been keeping me going on well, other than eating the money, going for parties. The rest how they do it, because they know the next day I'm going to be getting the same amount of money. You feel?
Being smart with money can really be hard, especially when you know you can make that money back on another gig. But also as a freelancer, you're very uncertain of how much money you can make in a given month. And it's very wise control your spending and save. And if you understand investments like Rodney, invest in some stocks. That way you can get a kickback on your money.
Like how I continue to develop my skills, like I never leave YouTube 24/7, because I know most creators, the best creators are on YouTube. So those guys keep on posting new stuff that you really want to try out. Every day you find something new and challenging to tackle. Like this day you'd have been tackling maybe a dark picture, a dark video, then you realize this software guys are using, it's much easier to remove all the challenges you're facing, and then you'll be like, I have to try it. Where do I go? Best teacher, YouTube, you go. Learn the first tutorial, you find this guy has wasted your time, it's not really good, because you don't know where to start from. But when you know where to start from, you're like, this guy is one of the best editors. You go and check, does he use maybe DaVinci Resolve? You're like, he does. You tackle. You go learn, come practice, you find if it's giving for you, you put it into your editing process. If it's not, you go with what you have.
It's not only video editing lessons that you can get on YouTube. There's a wide range of videos on various subjects that can help you expand your skill set. If you need to become a secretary, there are videos on the subject. If you need to learn how to play the guitar, need to learn how to play a drum, there are videos for that. It's just how people become self-taught, and you also need to have a sense of curiosity to watch through a ton of videos before you can learn everything there is to know on a subject.
And then I go for some workshops whereby we have the good professional guys in Uganda. They be teaching how they do their edits, maybe how they photograph part, how they manage the business, how you can gain through it. The why I showcase my work is like, I do the IG, like I really use the social medias to showcase my work. You post on LinkedIn, you post on Twitter, you post on IG, and I always make sure all the pages have the same name. Like it's always at Pico Snaps. Showcase your work. You go to maybe like the art galleries, print some of your work, take to the art galleries, put it there. You know what, sometimes when they are also growing, like putting your work on the wall, it's a little bit free. So you go print out your best shots, take them to the art gallery, print them there. At the end of the day, you'll be called like, hey, I like your photography, or I want to buy your art piece, because at the end of the day, actually, I use this into marketing. I might have skipped it, but you always do the prints, like you do your best shots, print them out and sell them out. It also adds you a little bit on the car income to save you. Yeah.
You see, when talking to Rodney, I was very much a student as much as I was an interviewer. I didn't know about printing photos to put in an art gallery, which, like Rodney says, clients see the photos and ask to buy them or ask to meet with a photographer, meaning you could easily get a potential client by putting your work out in a gallery, earning you extra income. But start with social media as it has a low starting ratio. Now, let's talk about the challenges in this industry.
Challenge number one, I would think it would be transportation. The gigs you get and transportation is really giving, like you are feeling it. The money you said is not worth the journey you're going for. It becomes a little bit tricky. And that has taught me a lesson. You always ask for where you're going before you cash. You tell them your cash. Because if you know, hey, how much do you work for 300K, and the guy calls in Imbali on 300K, Imbali? No. So transport, you just have to tackle the transport bit of it. It has been a challenge. Then timekeeping, it's a challenge. Most cases, we keep the time, I keep the time, then you reach. The client says, let us meet on these gardens, I want to shoot. You go there before the client says, stay, you wait for the client. Client, hey, give me 30 minutes, you wait again for the client. Like you keep on waiting for the client and you realize, some clients don't really keep time. So it's a little bit challenging. It goes into your time also. And then another thing I would say, when you go for events, we face a little bit of challenge of some guys disrespect. Like guys look at you like you know that disrespect of people, like you're working maybe with some old people, some rich people. They really don't know them, they don't know you, but some guys can disrespect you in a way. But what I've learned, I always tell my brain, like, this is not new. This shit has been happening. It's not new. Just do your thing and get out of the place. Even when you send me anywhere, I don't know the people, what they disrespect, I always stay humble. Stay humble, study the environment, do my thing, leave the place. Then another challenge is maybe when the weather is also a challenge. There's when you go for a specific location and you know the only thing taking you there, it has the coolest sunlight or sunset. So you want that sunset for the right moments of the creativity photography you're going to do or the videography. Then you reach, and the rain is raining, you'll be like, the weather, it's also a challenge sometimes. Just keep up doing what you're doing, because at the end of the day, we all started not knowing, like, just do your post it, could not be the good quality, but choose what you have. At the end of the day, there's always that guy that's following what you're doing. But if you don't keep on pushing and maybe relax a bit, you come back, the world doesn't see you. I know there's that feeling you always get, like, these guys have nice equip, how am I going to get equipped? Because I've reached a point where I'm like, I don't have equipment, I'm going to work with this guy, is a brand. How am I going to take my phone or a camera to do this? And I know the camera is not really good at it, but I'll be like, my brain is like, no, work with what you have. Because by the time he saw your work, he didn't know you're using this and this, just go with what you work.
If you don't keep pushing and putting your work out there, the world doesn't see. Love that quote. And don't stress about equipment. Just like Rodney, starting with your phone is very okay. Rodney is very ambitious, and with ambitions come big dreams. Let's hear what his plans for the future are.
Yeah, when you talk about future, that's a very good thing, because at the end of the day, we keep on working, but the main thing is the future. Like, what's your goal? What are you going to do? Are you going to take this thing 24/7? Are you doing it so that you could branch and get some other goal you're looking for? My goals, actually, my really big goal is like to start up a brand whereby it assumes all content creators. Like, I have the graphics designers, I have the photographers, I have the videographers, I have the fashion designers, I have the MCs. Like, I want to build a brand whereby I work with creators, like youth. Like, whereby it's one hall, like when you just enter it, you'll be like, yeah, this is a room of creators. Like, that's one of the biggest goals I have.
I know I haven't been consistent with the videos, but I'll be putting out some more content soon. So definitely get subscribed and like the video if you picked up a leaf or two from this video.